Elizabethan England, circa 1568 to 1603. Elizabeth and her court. Elizabeth was seen as powerful, successful, rich and popular. She was the second daughter to Henry VIII and very strong-minded, much like her father. She was born on the 7th of September in 1533 and grew up in difficult circumstances. When only 2 years old, her mother Anne Boleyn was beheaded on charges of adultery. Soon after, Elizabeth and her older sister Mary were declared illegitimate and unable to claim the throne. Elizabeth was tutored by the top tutors such as Grindal and Ascham and excelled in music and languages. Although her father claimed to be Catholic, Elizabeth was raised Protestant, much to Mary's dislike. Not long before her father's death, she took away his daughter's illegitimate status, allowing them to take the throne once their young brother Edward had died. Elizabeth took the throne in 1558 at age 25. Unfortunately, she had many problems to face. Government. The Crown's income had been increased by Mary, which left the country in debt. Economy. Prices rose very fast. This led to high rent and low wages. Cultural development. More people were travelling due to a new interest in other parts of the world. Relations with other countries. England was weak compared to others and didn't have a good relationship with Catholic countries, France and Spain. Religion. The country was divided by religion, which could have led to a civil war. New Queen. Although she was young and popular, many were still against female rulers, and they thought they were weaker than males. Privy Councillors. Sir William Cecil, Secretary of State in 1558 and Lord Treasurer in 1572. Robert Dudley, Earl of Leicester 1564 and Commander of the Army 1585. Sir Christopher Hatton, he passed laws and controlled MPs and he became Lord Chancellor in 1857. Sir Francis Walsingham, knighted in 1577 but charged with secret service. Robert Devereux, Earl of Essex, given many government jobs. The government met only 13 times during her reign to help pass Acts of Parliament, approve taxes, provide Lizzie with support and advice, and MPs were not allowed to discuss Elizabeth's personal affairs, religion or foreign policy. Difficulties of a female ruler. From a young age, Elizabeth knew she never wanted to marry, despite her scandal with Thomas Seymour when she was a teenager. However, she still had plenty of suitors wanting her hand. The Duke of Anjou, youngest son of Henry II of France. Robert Devereux, great-great-aunt was Anne Boleyn. Sir Walter Raleigh, Protestant family, Parliament for Devonshire. Philip of Spain, he would grant her protection, but he was a different religion. Robert Dudley, very close. But why didn't she want to marry? Think of the word marriage. M. Men would power over her and take her all away. A. Perhaps she had a secret lover. R. Perhaps she loved Robert Dudley. R. Religion. The country was too divided. I. Independence. She didn't need a man. A. All the nobles would get jealous. Scrap the G. E. Everyone expected her to marry, and she was just being stubborn to spite them. The Earl of Essex, Robert Devereux, had a tempestuous relationship with her. They had many quarrels, but his charms always swayed Elizabeth to continue to grant him royal appointments. In 1589, Essex joined the English Armada, disobeying the Queen. He wanted power, and he conceived a wild plan to seize the Queen. He gathered 300 supporters and tried to persuade Lord Mountjoy of Ireland to bring troops to England. But Sir Cecil knew all of Essex's moves. Essex supported the performance of Richard II by Shakespeare on the 7th of February 1601. The play is about how Richard lost his throne by listening to evil advisors. Many think it is a symbolic threat to Elizabeth. She sent 4 advisors to Essex House, and Essex locked them in his library. He then took to the streets, hoping to get the support of the Sheriff of London, Sir Thomas Smythe. The Sheriff put him off, and the support of the London mob failed to materialise. The Earl of Nottingham led a force of men to Essex House and forced Essex to surrender. He was tried and found guilty of treason. Robert Devereux, Earl of Essex, was executed on the 25th of February 1601.